Japanese don't like foreigners. That's what people told me when I said I'm backpacking.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a little cry. This generosity from Japanese people, this
Almost made me cry.
I was literally trying so hard not to cry. So nice and so cute.
Cuando le vimos a ella indicándonos entrar en un...
Then the waitress walked over. She handed me a heart folded from paper.
Déjame darte un consejo muy mío. No empieces por Japón.
What I think America would do.
And honks her horn at us and flicks us off.
Wa is a deeply ingrained cultural principle in Japan that
es sentido seguridad, respeto, educación, pero sobre todo es sentido conciencia.
One is 迷惑をかけない.
I can go to any lengths praising about this place and it will not be enough.
And there's space, and it's so beautiful.
Witnessing the beauty of Japan opened up my heart.
The world doesn't deserve Japan.
Si algún día pierdo la memoria, por favor, volverme a enseñar esto.
お前らこんにちは。海外の反応を届けるゴリラ通信だ。今回のテーマは日本人の行動だ。日本って国は礼儀正しいとか治安が良いとかそういうイメージで語られることが多いが、最近海外ネキニキたちの間では日本人の何気ない行動に涙したって声がめちゃくちゃ増えてるらしい。落とした財布がそのまま戻ってきたり、電車でそっと席を譲ったり、雨の日に見知らぬ人へ傘を差し出したり、別に大げさなヒーローじゃない。でもそのさりげなさが海外ネキニキたちの心にぶっ刺さってるようだぜ。SNS でも親切をアピールしないのが逆に泣ける。日本人って静かに優しいって感動の声が溢れてる。しかも日本人ってそういう行動を特別扱いしないんだよな。困ってるなら助ける。ただそれだけって顔して去っていく。各 UI も昔コンビニ前で財布を落とした時届けてくれたおっちゃんが名前も名乗らず去っていってな。あれが生きってやつかって子供ながらに震えた記憶があるぜ。ってなわけで今回は日本人の行動に心を動かされた海外ネキたちの反応をたっぷり紹介していくぜ。それじゃあ行くぜ。
ゴリをたまにチャンネル登録よろしく。
Cutest thing ever did happen to me on the train in Japan.
まずは日本人の行動に感情を爆発させた海外ネキたちの声から聞いてみよ
う。And he was like, no, it's okay. And he said, like, thank you. And just before he got off the train, he, like, grabbed my hand and he was like, here. And he gave me some little sweets. And I was like, I was literally trying so hard not to cry on the train. Why are Japanese people so nice and so cute?
こっちのネキは金沢のレストランで店主の行動に涙が溢れたようだぜ。
I was changed forever after this dinner experience in Japan, and I have to tell you guys all about it. I made this reservation just thinking it was going to be a normal dinner. When we walked into the restaurant, we were immediately shocked at how intimate everything felt. Like we were walking into his home of knickknacks and antiques and photos. He, of course, prepared the most delicious dinner we've all ever had. The steak just melted in your mouth and was so buttery and delicious. He began to translate on his phone with us a little bit of his story. He started working here in 1974, and the owner passed away just a year ago, and he took over the business. He then told us that he's an artist and had gifts for us, and started gathering all these little things that he had made and presented them to us. Then he started cutting this kirigami, and this is when I lost it. I've just never seen someone, especially at this age, prepare something so beautifully and intentionally right in front of us. Then he translated on his phone that he wished us happiness, and he handed us the gifts like this. It's literally gonna make me cry watching this. The way that this stranger just poured his heart out to us at dinner and showered us with gifts was just one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed.
It was my birthday eve. We were at a quiet little restaurant in Japan, a dream destination I'd carried in my heart for years. And then the waitress walked over. She handed me a heart folded from paper, quietly, no announcement, just a human being choosing to be kind. I looked around and thought, how is this my life? Japan didn't just give me a birthday. It gave me a memory I'll never forget.
日本人って昔から気持ちを紙に乗せて届ける民族なんだよな。折り紙一枚でもちゃんと心が折ってあるんだよ。
Your trip to Japan will change you as a person, and yes, I mean what I say. My last day in Japan was one of the most emotional points in my life. This country runs differently from everywhere I've been. The moment you step out, you're forced to observe how everything feels chaotic, yet it has a rhythm. Everyone is navigating their own path, following their own lane, abiding by and respecting the rules and regulations. Look at people waiting to board the buses and the trains. No one is guiding them to form a line or respect the space around them. They just naturally move in sync. I can go to any lengths praising about this place, and it will not be enough.
There is a girl that I won't forget.
I've had a very eventful start to this trip.
お次は海外ネキたちが驚愕した日本人の行動4選だ。
I can't read any of the writing. I don't know where I'm going. SIM card's not working. No internet. Language barrier. Like, what the hell am I going to do? How am I going to get to my hotel? I could approach these two girls on the train, and I'm just like, excuse me, like, do you know if this goes to the stop? I'm checking on the phone. She's like, oh, just follow me. And I'm like, oh, get to the stop. And we have to go up like 3 flights of stairs. 3 flights of stairs, the lift. And bear in mind, she's also helping me carry my heavy suitcase. Like, so we get to the train, right? And bear in mind, before we get to the train, we have to tap our cards to get through the barrier. So obviously when you tap your card, it charges you, right? It charges you money. So we're tapping our cards, we're going through the barrier, getting on the train. She's like, oh no, this isn't my train. I'm like, what do you mean this isn't your train? She's like, no, I go back. Okay, so girly got off the train to come up 3 flights of stairs, to get in a lift, to help me carry the suitcase up the stairs as well, to tap her card through the barrier.
भाई कुछ भी कर लेना, लेकिन कभी भी जापान आके किसी जापानीज से रास्ता मत पूछ लेना। वो तुम्हें लोकेशन तक ड्रॉप करके ही आएंगे, मतलब तुम अकेले जा ही नहीं सकते। इन दोनों से रास्ते में पूछ लिया कि मुझे लोकेशन बता दो, कहाँ से बस पकड़नी है, क्या करना है। लिटरली भाई, लिटरली ये लोग पिछले 700 मीटर से मेरे साथ चल रहे हैं और मुझे छोड़ने जा रहे हैं। मुझे खुद पे गुस्सा आ रहा है कि मैंने इनसे क्यों पूछा।
外国人が助けを求めたら目的地まで連れて行く。これってよく聞く話だが、日本は困ってたら助けるまでこの国なんだよな。しかしこれってなんでなんだろうな。
The world doesn't deserve Japan. I asked this lady for directions because I'm taking the bus and I'm not used to taking buses in foreign countries. Like, I think she's with her mum, helping her get into the car. Like, is this the right stop? She gets an umbrella out for herself and she runs to this bit to check, like, if it is the right stop. She's like, yeah, and I'm like, thank you so much. After a minute or so, she taps me on the arm. I turn around and she gives me this umbrella. She's like, take it, and I'm like, what? Like, are you sure? She's about to get in the car and leave. Well, I can't give this umbrella back to you, like, you're leaving and my boss is gonna come. She just gave me, like, it's just I'm not gonna lie, I had a little cry. This generosity from Japanese people, it's just tipped me over the edge. I've never experienced this level of kindness. I mean, and I'm like, no, it's okay, like, I've got a hood on, I've got a hood. She's like, no, take it. She literally just hands it to me. When I thank her, she's like driving out, but I was crying, so I didn't want to see me crying. So I've always heard a lot about this country and the people, but to experience it myself is something else entirely. The world doesn't deserve Japan.
Ayer llovía muchísimo en Takayama y decidimos ir a un sitio a probar unos pancakes que me habían recomendado, un lugar tradicional. Le pedimos a la señora que nos había atendido que si nos podía, por favor, pedir un taxi. Minutos después volvió y nos dijo que estaban todos ocupados, que tendríamos que esperar un ratito, pero que volvería con más información. Pasados unos 10 minutos aproximadamente nos dijo que ya estaba todo resuelto y que podíamos salir a la calle. Nosotros lo que pensábamos era que nos estarían esperando los 2 taxis que necesitábamos porque éramos 6 personas. Pero la sorpresa llegó cuando le vimos a ella indicándonos entrar en un coche particular en el que nos esperaba su marido y otro coche detrás en el que estaba su hija, porque ellos habían decidido que serían los que nos iban a llevar al hotel, ya que no había taxis disponibles y estaba lloviendo y íbamos con los niños. Bueno, nosotros...
Y 思うんだが、日本のおばちゃんが生物として最強だと思うんだよな。おせっかいという名の究極の優しさ。お次は日本のおばちゃん力に腰を抜かす海外ネキたちを見ていこう。
着いた。あ、こっちがいい。
The Japanese don't like foreigners. That's what people told me when I said I'm backpacking Japan alone. And whilst I try not to let others' experiences dictate where I go, I was admittedly quite nervous to come. But on day 2, whilst on the train, a local put out her hand, offering me half of her food with a smile. Yumi, as she later introduced herself, almost made me cry with her kindness. Even with a language barrier, she asked me about myself, my trip, complimented my hair, and even gave me recommendations for my time in Japan.
Oh my gosh, guys, you aren't gonna believe what happened to me when I was in Japan. So I walk into this little cafe, and a lady probably about 120, no, she was probably more like 80. She comes and she sits down by me, and she starts showing me pictures of her family, and we're kind of communicating through sign language. And then, guys, she gets up and she buys me a cookie, and she brings it to the table and sits it down by me. And then about 10 minutes later, she gets up and she buys me another cookie. I honestly wasn't sure if this was going to keep going on, so I was thinking, how do I stop this but be polite, because I don't want to offend her. Anyways, shortly after, she fell asleep on the table. I think...
Here's our unexpected encounter in Shiga Prefecture. We're catching up with this granny because just moments before she approached randomly and asked, "Do you both have time?" And in our full Japanese, we said, "Hi," and off we go. Granny hastily popped the bike. She whispered, "Quick, but stay hush-hush," because we walked past the back of people's home. So we thought, what? Turns out, she just wanted to share with us big hidden spot with a gorgeous view of the beautiful.
ワイもたまに親戚のおばちゃんのうち訪ねるとさ、これ持ってけあれ持ってけってめちゃくちゃ食いもん持たされんだよな。アメちゃんだって巾着から無限に出てくるし、そしてそこに打算がねえのが一番怖えんだ。日本のおばちゃんたちの優しさってさ、世界で一番ピュアなおせっかいなんだよな。海外ネキたちが衝撃を受けるのも無理ねやわ。
So the hotel that I booked in Osaka overbooked, and when I got there, they basically asked if I would mind.
日本ほどホスピが足りまくってる国はね、お次は日本の店の規格外のホスピタリティに絶句する海外ネキたちを見ていこう。
And honestly, like, it's not that big of a deal to me, so I was just like, sure, like, I was excited about the location I was staying in, but I just want to talk about the difference in how they handled this here versus, like, what I think America would do. Basically, the hotel, like, manager got in a taxi with me to this other hotel, paid for it. And then when we got here, he like talked to the manager at this hotel. They went through everything, got me set up. Check-in wasn't until 3, so they like took my bags, like, you know, normal stuff. But they gave me a bunch of free like sheet masks. And then when the time came in for me to check in later at 3, they also gave me free breakfast, which I think would have come out to like 500 yen total, which is amazing to have that for free.
Kanji? Suri?
Oh, ありがとうございます。
プレゼント。
Oh, ありがとう。
家族の人数を聞いてとうもろこしのおまけ。ちょっとぶっきらぼうなところがたまんねえよな。こっちのネキは寿司屋のおかみさんが料理が口に合うか背後でそっと見守っていてくれてたことに後で気づいてめちゃくちゃ感動したんだと。
Wa is a deeply ingrained cultural principle in Japan that
なぜ日本人の行動がここまで海外ネキたちの心を動かすのか。お次はその謎に迫る海外ネキたちを見ていこう。
emphasis on group goals and the well-being of the collective rather than the individual. So when you're navigating public spaces or engaging with others, the focus is often on minimizing disruption and keeping things harmonious for everyone. But in Japan, the idea of wa encourages people to consider the needs of others first, even if it means sacrificing personal preferences for the sake of the group's comfort.
Acabo de volver de Japón. Y no solo ha sido un viaje, ha sido una experiencia que me ha tocado profundamente. He viajado con mi familia, con mi marido y mis 3 hijas, y he visto en cada rincón algo que intento enseñarles cada día. En Japón he sentido seguridad, respeto, educación, pero sobre todo he sentido conciencia.
If you understand these 2 Japanese concepts, then a lot of what you see and experience here makes a whole lot more sense. One is meiwaku o kakenai, which means don't cause trouble for other people. And that's why you see people being really quiet on trains. They don't want to inconvenience other people with loud noises, or even the lack of people like eating food on trains. You don't always see that here because they don't want to bother people with the smell of the food. When people are like waiting for restaurants to open, you'll see a long line, but they're very straight, very neat lines. You don't see like clusters, bunches of people who are taking up space on the sidewalk. They're very orderly. They're trying to create space for people to still walk.
We have been back in the United States for about 6 weeks now, and I have experienced quite a variety of reverse culture shocks. But the one that has surprised me the most, that I weirdly like is our ability to express ourselves with our emotions and physically, like even to strangers. So my favorite example, like I think about it all the time. I was like, I don't know why my husband and I liked that so much, but my husband and I went and got pizza with our son, and we were like reversing out of our parking spot, and some really young girl, she probably was like 18, comes zipping through the parking lot and almost hits the back of our car and honks her horn at us and flicks us off. And my husband and I were like, ow. We felt like it was like our initiation into being back here. Like we were like so happy, which in turn I think our reaction probably like pissed her off. But we were like not even upset. We were like, oh my gosh, like we are so back.
Déjame darte un consejo muy mío, muy desde dentro. No empieces por Japón. No porque no merezca la pena, sino porque te rompe la percepción de todo lo demás. Después de Japón, el resto del mundo ya no se siente igual. Japón no es un país, es otro universo. Un lugar donde el caos está en calma, donde el silencio pesa, las calles están limpias de una forma casi real. La comida es arte. Y lo más sencillo, un onigiri o caminar bajo la lluvia se convierte en una escena de película que no quieres que acabe. Y cuando acaba, cuando vuelves a casa, todo cambia.
Have you ever noticed how people use escalator in Japan? So there's an unwritten rule where left is for standing and waiting. It just shows what kind of a respect they hold for each other, for other people's time and their space. And it's so beautiful.
なぜ日本人はここまでやんのか。その行動の源泉ってどこにあるんだろうな。頼まれてもいないのに助ける。ルールに書かれていないのに気遣う。見返りを求めないのに動く。さっき海外ネキの一人が言ってた。わってないね。これが結構確信だと思うんだよな。日本には古来から迷惑をかけない場の空気を読む陰徳という価値観が根付いてる。しない陰徳ってのはな、人に見られなくても良いことをするってことだ。見返りを求めない、むしろ目立たない。それを美徳とする文化が日本には脈々と続いてんだよ。電車でさりげなく席を譲る。落とし物を見つけやすいように置き直す。おばちゃんが黙ってアメちゃんを差し出す。全部そうだ。やれと言われたからやるじゃなくて、当たり前のことだからやる。そのマインドが日本人の異常な行動の正体だとワイは思うんだよ。そしてもう一つ大事なことがあってな。日本社会は言葉より行動で伝える文化なんだ。大丈夫と聞く前に傘を差し出す。ありがとうを言われる前に去っていく。その不言実行の美しさが言語が違う外国人のハートに一番まっすぐ刺さるんじゃないかってな。日本人のこういうところは分析しようとするたびになんか素直にいいなって思っちまうんだよな。そういやわいもを大切にするタイプだぜ。職場でも自分が食べたいもんよりみんなが食べたいもんを優先してきたからな。お昼どこ行くって聞かれたら何でもいいよっていうのがわいだ。心の中では牛丼牛丼牛丼って念を飛ばしてんだけどな。一回も通じたことはないぞ。
ゴリをたまにチャンネル登録よろしく。
This month marks my 8th year living in Japan.
最後は日本に来て日本人の行動に触れ、その価値観を知ったことで人生が変わっちまった海外にキやネキたちの姿を追っていこ
う。Then, in my final year of university, I was invited on a trip to Japan which really changed my life. I knew nothing about the country, but during those 2 weeks, something deep inside me woke up for the first time. I remember waking up early from jet lag on that first morning of the trip. I stepped outside for a walk whilst my friends were still asleep. I had never been so aware of just being somewhere. All of my senses seemed to be taking in something completely new at once. The buildings, slotted together like puzzle pieces, impossibly narrow and fighting for every inch of space, all tangled beneath that chaotic web of black power lines. The warm summer air, the hum of pedestrian lights and convenience stores, the scent of nearby restaurants preparing foods that I had never even tried. Together, these elements gave me that unmistakable feeling I am somewhere entirely different. I was certain that moving to Japan was the answer to how I was feeling.
Witnessing the beauty of Japan opened up my heart in ways I never expected. It helped me look beyond what I could see and ultimately led me to know God and his son. As someone who used to proudly call himself an atheist, this came as quite a shock to the people around me, and honestly, to myself too. In the Netherlands, we constantly tease each other. Trash talk is a form of affection, but in Japan, people tend to lift each other up with kind words and positive comments. When I went back to the Netherlands, I realized how much that had changed me. I started overanalyzing every comment that was made.
It is early spring in the Japanese countryside. It is time for new beginnings. What is interesting is that when we look back on our lives, I think many of us remember the special moments. Moments where we felt good or bad emotions, when we experienced life deeply. I'm pretty sure you can't remember most of the days you spend in front of the laptop. They just melt together to an unconscious gray. Moments like this stand out in vibrant colors and continue to do so when I look back in many years.
Si algún día pierdo la memoria, por favor, volverme a enseñar esto. Porque aquí no hay simples recuerdos. Hay momentos que cambiaron mi vida. Japón no fue solo un viaje, fue un sueño que llevaba años dentro de mí. Y cuando llegué allí, entendí algo. No estaba solo visitando un país, estaba sintiendo una forma diferente de vivir. Japón es calma, es respeto, es belleza en lo sencillo. Y en medio de todo eso, algo dentro de mí cambió. Me sentí en paz, me sentí conectada, me sentí feliz de verdad. Y sobre todo, me sentí profundamente afortunada de estar viviendo algo así.
以上が今回の日本人の行動に感動した海外ネキニキたちの反応だ。見てきてどうだったよ。正直ワイも見ていて、こういう当たり前の景色の尊さを再確認したぜ。感動した、助かった、人生が変わった。そう言ってくれる外国人がいるってことは、ワイらが普通と思ってやってることに世界が驚くだけの価値があるってことだよな。ちなみにワイが思う日本人の一番すごいところは、良いことをして黙って去ることだ。名前も聞かずお礼も求めず、ただその人が困ってたから助ける。それってルールじゃなくて魂だよな。ちなお前らは見知らぬ人に親切にされてジンときたエピソードはあるか？コメントで教えてくれよな。読みに行くぜ。言っておくが全部読んでるからな。夜勤明けの朦朧とした状態でも充血した目で全部読むのが当たり前のマナーだと思ってんだ。ワイの名前名乗るほどのものじゃねえよ。じゃあな。最後まで見てくれてありがとな。コメントチャンネル登録よろしく。